Hey everybody, it's Steph Davis here from flipthiswholesaler.net, and I have another reader mail video for you guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone, by the way. My question this evening comes from Roland, and Roland's question says, "Hi Steph, I have a question for you about negotiating deals with private sellers. How do you go about talking the seller into letting you assign the contract? I would think that many sellers would not want to move ahead with the sale once they find out you are planning to look for another buyer and assign the contract to them. Also, who needs to sign the assignment of contract agreement? The end buyer and the seller, or just you and the end buyer? I'm a little bit confused as to how this works. Thanks for any help. Roland A. Thompson." All right, so Roland has two questions here. First of all, he wants to know when you're dealing with a private seller, how do you get them to agree to let you assign the contract to an end buyer? Second question is, who signs the assignment of contract agreement? So the first question, how do I get the seller to agree to let me assign my contract? What do I say to them? And the answer to that is that I don't tell the seller that I'm planning on assigning the contract, okay? I just tell them that I'm going to be buying the property from them, and then when I write up my contract, the purchase and sale contract with them, I make sure that it either says and or assigns after my name as the buyer, or there's a clause in there somewhere that says that I am able to assign my contract over to someone else. So that way I'm not coming right out. I'm putting it in the contract, but I don't come right out and tell them, hey, look, I'm not actually going to buy this. I'm going to look for a buyer and then assign it to them. I don't need to confuse them. I don't need to give them any reason to not sign the contract, so I don't tell them. One thing that I do, though, is make sure that before I put the property under contract, I've done my homework, I've done my market research, I know that this is a good deal. So when I do put it under contract, I know that I'm going to be able to find an end buyer to assign it to. Because what I don't want to be doing, and what you shouldn't be doing, is going around putting people's properties under contract, looking for an end buyer, and then not being able to find one and backing out. You need to do your market research first, so if the deal is a deal before you put it under contract. That's kind of another topic there. Sorry to go off on a tangent, but so that's the answer to question number one, which is I do not tell the seller directly that I'm going to be assigning the contract to an end buyer. The second question, oh, and by the way, if they happen to ask, if they see the and or assigns there on the contract, or they see the clause that says that the contract is assignable, I just tell them that, look, I might be putting this in one of my partner's names. It might not go in my name. It might not go in my company name. I don't know how I'm going to take title. So that's why it says and or assigns there. So that's what I tell them, which it's pretty much true. I am going to be putting it in one of my partner's names, or, they're going to be buying it. So that's how I explain it. People normally don't ask about it. They just sign the contract. They want to get the deal sold. They want to get their house off of their plate, off of their back. So second question was who needs to sign the assignment of contract agreement, and that would be you and your end buyer. Okay, the seller's never going to see that assignment of contract agreement. At closing, they are going to find out that you assigned the contract because your end buyer's going to be there buying the property, but they do not need to sign that assignment of contract agreement. So I hope that answers your questions, Roland. If you need any further clarification, or if anyone would like to add anything to what I have already said, feel free to leave a comment below on my blog, and I'll be happy to answer for you. So you guys have a good night. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.